Hey, welcome to Self-Care Sunday. I am really excited. Y'all, I hope I'm not too shiny because, yeah, your girl did her skincare routine and I just am feeling really good. I want to give people like a couple minutes to come in. So I want to share just a little bit about how I'm going to prep for this session. I wanted to reach over here. I got a candle right here. So for me, I love to set the mood. Hey, let me know in the comments if you feeling good on this Sunday. I am. So I'm about to light my candle. I also have my water, y'all. I'm a little fancy with a straw and my glass so that I can just fully embrace this moment. And I'm just like really excited. It's been a long time coming. I've been thinking about doing a journal with me. I've done a few self-care Sundays and have loved the questions. And so, yeah, I'm excited. So I have heartstrings since you're here. Can you hear me well? I'm using a new microphone. Okay. Hey, Justin. Yeah, Justine. There we go. Hey, Justine. Let me know in the comments where you're joining in from. I'm in Florida. Love my state. Justine said, I'm new to self-care. I suffer from anxiety and depression. Yes, we will actually talk a lot about self-care today. It's Self-Care Sunday. I have my journal prompt. Okay, we got a thumbs up that the audio is going good. I'm using a new software, y'all. So we got North Carolina. I'm in Florida. I lived in Atlanta a year ago. So just for this, as we're letting some people come in, take the time to set just kind of your intentions and have some water, have your notebook, have your pen. If you're a digital journaler, then you can have your iPad or your Google, what is it? Google Docs. Yes. I was actually talking to somebody yesterday and they actually journal using Google Docs. So whether you're a paper and pen or you're a digital person, you can take time to kind of get set up and, just like really relax, really relax. I got water, but if wine, look, I should have went to the store and got me some wine, but whatever you need to do in order for you to set the intentions for today. Okay, so we have some questions while we're letting some people come in. If you're joining, let me know where you're joining from. Okay, we have California, we have New Jersey. So what is best for my case? Justine, when you say what is best for my case, give me just like a little bit more information. I know you are new to self-care and you suffer from anxiety and depression, but kind of let me know a little bit more in depth of like what your question is when you say what's best in case, and I will try my best to answer it. So had to turn the page. I have my notepad. That light is bright. There we go. I have my journal right here. I'm going to go. Sometimes I use like black pen, but I felt a little fancy, so I'm using a orange pen today. So I'm excited about that. I'm also going to be sharing a resource that I'm going to be drawing the intentions from and also the journal prompt from. So we'll give it just like a couple more minutes. And then, we're going to jump into this journal with me live. We have somebody from Atlanta. Hey, Priscilla. Also, you can let me know. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay. So that means that Priscilla, look, I got to put my water down for a second. That means that Priscilla has been here before. So I was doing lives and then I took a pause because I went on my first like cruise. I had been planning that. I do like monthly resets where I like plan and set intentions for the month. And I had such a good time. And then like 2 days later, back to school happened and been rolling with the punches. And so I was like, okay, I want to be like calm and grounded and be able to show up as my best self. And so I was in my role being like mommy. And now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. Let me show up. Okay, so Natasha said, set the intentions to not overthink, just let the words flow and do not be too hard on yourself. I love this. For today, it's so important to block out all the noise, to just really dedicate this time for yourself. And when I was first journaling, I felt like there was a right way to do it. And it's really not. It's really not. Everybody's different. Everybody's mind works different. Yeah, we have different themes and we have similarities, but how Rashawnda's mind works and like what connects with me and what I'm feeling at that moment is very unique to me. And so that's why journaling is not a place for you to weaponize, meaning don't take your words and like let that inner critic go rampant. It's really just about you saying, okay, what can I explore? So that's why I wanted to start off with self-discovery, because if you are on this journey to being the best version of yourself, whether you're struggling with anxiety or depression or relationships in your life, you still need to first start with like you, right? Like you. I'm not saying you the problem, but you want to make sure that you're not the problem and how to handle these situations and navigate. So self-discovery is a beautiful way. So don't overthink it, you guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a little sip of water and then we're going to dive into setting the intentions and continuing on. Well, hold on. I'm going to answer a couple questions. Okay, so Justine, I'm very anxious, hyperventilate, and pace a lot. My depression is like I feel like something is wrong. So, oh, Katie just also said she's from Texas. So, yeah, y'all keep jumping in the messaging. I love it. So, Justine, I think it's very, very important that when you have anxiety and depression, for you to understand your triggers. And so, for today, the prompt is like kind of specific, but when you're setting the intentions, your intentions could maybe be to, resonate more calmness in your life, or to manifest more calmness, or to understand the source of your anxiety, or maybe to set self-care practices that help you calm. So throughout this time, using deep breathing exercises, you might need to get up and to stretch a little bit if some thoughts or emotions are triggering. So those are just some things, but you can keep us updated. And this is like our community. So, let's support each other. Oh, Natasha just jumped in and said, try to talk back to that inner critic with self-compassion. Yes, yes, yes. The inner critic is an interesting and complex thing, right? I'm not a person who says, like, let's get rid of it, because it can really be a motivator. It can also bring a lot of awareness to things that you might not want to deal with or you might need to improve on. But at a certain point, if it's like causing you to feel guilty or to self-loathe or self-sabotage and just dive into those negative thoughts, finding evidence against that negative thought. So if it says you're wrong about something, finding evidence to challenge it or to love on yourself and really just work on that point of acceptance. So if there is something that's within you, yes, I struggle with anxiety, but I am not anxiety. I am Justine Scott, and that's okay. Like, it's okay for that to be a part of me, for anxiety, depression to be a part of my story, but it is not my whole story. So I encourage you to really look at some of the beautiful other areas and some of your other strengths to also pour your energy into. So yeah, so keep on chatting in there. I'm gonna have a sip of water and then we're gonna set the intentions for the day. So cheers, everybody. Whether you're drinking wine or water or juice, let's sip, let's ground ourselves, and let's set these intentions for today. Okay. So yes. So I'm really excited about this. So whether it's for the month or for the week, being intentional about just yourself and what you want to look forward to and what you want to get out of the journaling session can be a beautiful way to guide your thoughts, especially if you're a beginner. Your mind is like all over the place and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to write a novel. Or maybe you're on the other end and you're like, crickets, I don't know what I'm thinking of. So I want you guys to take a couple moments just to set your intentions for today. If you're like, in the here and now, or if you want to set your intentions for the week. Because Sunday's kind of like my day to plan and to reset, I'm going to set intentions for the week. So for me, what I'm looking forward to for the week, what I want to focus on, what I want to be mindful on. So because of copyright issues, I can't have no music, but I do encourage you guys to have some music going for yourselves to really just kind of set that tone. But let's think about how we can step into this week, how we can step into this day, what we need for ourselves, what we want to get out this week. So I got my pen right here. And then if you're comfortable, we'll probably do this for maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll jump back on and we'll kind of just share if you're comfortable. But I am going to share with you guys just so that we're creating this community of vulnerability in a safe space. For anybody joining right now, we are setting our intentions for the day or for the week. I'm also going to type it in the comments. Okay, there we go. So I just typed it there for you just kind of to see if you need it. We'll just take a couple more minutes before jumping in. While you guys are writing, feel free to keep on writing. I'm just going to share a little bit about what my intentions are for the week. Because this is our safe space. Wow. Sometimes you kind of never truly know what you're thinking or feeling until you kind of write it out and you have just this outside perspective of the thoughts and the feelings. And so I'm really happy that I'm actually able to do this. So I'm going to share mine. And then if you're comfortable, I'll also share what's going on in the chat as well. So for this week, I know that my anxiety about going to Europe and a long plane ride can be really difficult for me. I'm also aware that my nervous state can also really impact my kids' emotions. So I want to be mindful about focusing on a state of calmness this week. I want to be mindful about reducing any outside or external stressors. I want to be mindful about caring for myself mentally, emotionally, and physically. I want to be authentic to my thoughts and my feelings in the present moment so that I don't suppress them. I also want to make sure that I focus on the positivity and what I'm going to do in Europe instead of the present fears that I have. I recognize that fear of flying is going to be a part of my story, but it's not going to rob me of the joy and the happiness that I want to experience from seeing the world. So that was my intention for my intentions for the week. I am going on vacation again, and I'm going to be taking the longest flight that I've ever taken, 10 hours. And I do struggle with anxiety on planes. And so I wanted to be intentional about it. So I'm going to go to the comments just to, and you guys, I'm using this new software. So I hope you're comfortable. I'm going to bring it up so that we can support you and share. So Jupiter wrote, my intentions are to be less reactive to people that start drama with me. Jupiter, let's put a pin right here. That is so, so good. Sometimes, well, listen, I'm human, so I understand about being reactive. And so when we're in that present moment or in that situation and something triggers us, it can be really hard to react. It could be hard to restrain ourselves. And so knowing that that's your intention this week, I would encourage you to write down some practices or some visualization that you can use in those present moments, especially because you know that I might be triggered this week, and I don't want to feed into or step into other people's drama. So having some affirmations that you can, or some mantras that you can use in those present moments can be a really beautiful way for you to step in and say, you know what? I could really go off, but I'm not, and look, I'm over here looking over here like, yes, I can see the whole situation. So I think that's a beautiful intention for you. I just want you to take it a step further and say, okay, knowing that that's a chance that might happen, what can you put in place when those situations happen? So it's about being intentional, but let's also plan now when you encounter those situations. So thank you for that. Okay. Justine, I love your vulnerability because this can definitely support someone. My intentions are to try not to self-harm and to be more positive about myself. I think that's really beautiful. Sometimes we can't stop, our self-sabotaging behaviors, especially if they've been a part of our story for a long time. And if those have been the ways that we have coped in survival mode. But as we work on stepping into thriving, right, we want to set in some healthy coping skills. So for you, Justine, I want you to challenge yourself to kind of plan for other ways and have maybe like at least 10 things potentially that you can do when you have that urge to express emotions, but you're struggling with naming them and you're struggling with getting them out. So a part of self-harm is, when you're unable to really express yourself. So that might be coloring, journaling, writing, screaming, singing, dancing. Those are also beautiful ways for you to redirect and shift and give yourself that space to feel those emotions, but in a healthy way. Thank you. Okay. Here we are. We have, my intentions are to focus on God, encourage my husband, and continue journaling. Listen, love that. You're starting it out here on Self-Care Sunday, so I love that for you. Love the intentions to focus on God. That has been something that I think has truly been a game changer for me in 2023. It used to be, okay, I will kind of fit it in where I can. I'm a very honest person, y'all. But now I make sure that a part of my morning routine, whether it's a Bible scripture, I have a daily devotional that I have, and so that helps me just set the tone. And I also am not super strict. So if I'm riding in the car, I might turn on some gospel music. I also may turn on. I use this app called Abide, and I love the app. So it has like daily meditations. It also has sleep meditations. And so I love that. And so sometimes I'll just put that on the Bluetooth, and it just allows me to have that present moment and connect. So taking that moment to kind of not put God in a box and say, okay, I'm going to do it at this time. That's great sometimes, but life be lifing. And so really just giving myself many options with connections and setting my intentions is a beautiful thing. And I love that you want to also encourage your husband. I think that's a beautiful way to look at relationships and to support our partner. And it also, allows us to be connected with ourselves because we're able to step outside of ourselves and really contribute to somebody that we care about. And I'm all about journaling, all about it, all about journaling. Love it. Okay, love that. So, Justine came back to give us, Jupiter came back to give us a little bit more context. She was like, sometimes my mouth can get me in hot water. My intentions are to think before I speak. Yes. If there's somebody who you intentionally pause with, sometimes visualizing that person or saying that person's name can really kind of give you that space. Like for me, my mom gives me that pause. I try to be mindful most times about what I say, but with my mom, I'm very careful. So, so I also use that as a way. So if there's a relationship where you're able to manage, what you say a little bit more, think about why that is. Maybe it's respect. Maybe the consequences, and kind of just lean into that. Okay. I'm going to say Malika. That's what I'm going to go with. Let me know if I'm wrong. My intentions will be to spend more one-on-one time with my boys. Love that. So you're a boy mom. Um, Love that. Be mindful of negative thoughts, self-doubt, and how that affects me showing up for them. Listen, gotta take a deep breath on that. Love that. Love that. Oh my goodness. Hurt people hurt people. So when we are not at our best, our children, especially because they're looking up to us, see that. And so I love that you're taking that step further and saying, I want to be mindful of how the negative thoughts and self-doubt affects them because they are looking up to you. So challenge those negative thoughts. If you have one, you say, no, I'm on the path. I'm doing it. I showed up for self-care Sunday, so I know I'm on the right path. And really just sometimes have affirmations. I also love to write down wins when I'm working with clients and they deal with self-doubt. I noticed that they don't like bragging about themselves. Brag about yourself. Women are always constantly being told like we need to humble and we don't need to brag. Brag, sis. Brag away and just have that. So anytime you're doubting yourself, you got to just look at my wins. I don't care how small they are. I don't care how small they are. Look at your wins and build yourself up and let that foundation of confidence steer you on a path of self-love and then loving your boys. I love these intentions. Okay. My intentions, Katie comes through and says, my intentions are to be more confident by consistently saying more mantras to myself. Listen, you slayed that, Katie. I love that for you. I love that for you. You can put your mantras as the back of your screensaver on your phone. You can also write them down, put them on sticky notes. I write on my bathroom mirrors. I put them on Post-it notes. So it wherever you need to put them, where you see them all the time. I used to I still have one, but I have a mug that like says positive things. Look, y'all, let me see if it, oh, right there. My candle says happiness. So I'm always constantly trying to set my environment like with positivity and with love. So in case I slip, I have ways to still affirm me and build me back up. Okay, let me see. With this intention, do you have any other ideas of how to be more confident? Yes. Okay. So it's not the journaling exercise that we're going to do today because we're actually about to jump into it. But with confidence, right? There is somewhere, I'm about to get into my therapist bag a little bit. There is somewhere in your life story where this belief was set in place, Katie, that you should not be confident. I don't know where it came from. But I want you to find the roots and the threads along your life story where your confidence was knocked down. Maybe somebody said something, maybe it was a situation, maybe it was an experience, maybe you didn't hear something growing up that would build you up. Find that, and then heal that. So if there was an experience where someone, we don't know who it is, someone may have said, you're ugly, or you'll never be good at anything, or you shouldn't even try, that's not for you. Like those words and those statements can really make somebody doubt themselves. And so you take less risks and you start to question other areas of your life. And so take that and then love on that and say, you know what? They were wrong about that situation. That child, if it was a child or a young adult, wherever that belief came from, that may have been true right now, but I don't have to operate out of that truth anymore. This is the truth that I want to operate, is that I'm a beautiful human being who loves herself, who's doing great things in life. I'm taking steps toward my best self, and I deserve to walk with my head up high. So you speak life into your present self by still loving on that person, right? That was knocked down a peg. I hope that's helpful. That's without me knowing too much, Katie. That's without me knowing too much, but I hope that's helpful. And then we'll do one more. My intentions are to overcome my fear of living by myself. The world is a very scary place for a woman. For women, yes. So transparency, I don't live by myself, but it can be very scary, right? The news allows us to have windows into so many scary things. And sometimes when we step into this place of fear, understanding where this fear is coming from, right? Is it the news? Is it, other people's projections? I used to work with, I worked with a couple of people in the past, and it was like my mom, is super afraid of me being alone. So we had to separate. Is this your fear? Is this your fear from your experiences? Or is this developed because of what everybody else is saying, right? The person that I worked with came to find out that it was a lot of other external fears that was coming, and she just adopted it and was living out of it. But she actually really liked living alone because it gave her freedom and it gave her the ability to be unquestioned. And she loved just being unattached to certain things and could just do things. And so we made like a bucket list for her to do. And we started making living alone less fearful and more joyful. What do you want to decorate? What color do you want this room to be? Like, let's make this a beautiful creative space. So I would encourage you to like step out of that fear and lean more into the creativity and the love of this being your dwelling, and how you can make this your sanctuary of hope and love and peace and joy. So that's me to you. So I hope that was helpful. So yeah, I love all of what we've kind of been sharing today. Whether you are on the live or you are watching the replay, I hope you see that there's no rhyme or reasons to intentions. Everybody's intentions were unique to them and their situations. And you can do this every week. You can do this every week. You could do this every day. I try to do this at least 3 times a week, because setting your intentions allow you to really just focus on where you want to be, instead of kind of swaying with the wind or getting caught up in the busyness or going to work and you're stepping into other people's lives and situations and energies. But if you start with yourself for the day, it's a beautiful place to operate out of, because then you're able to navigate situations because your foundation is solid, right? It's solid. So I hope that setting the intentions gave you guys just, this loving place to know that you have the power to heal yourself. You have the power to step into a place where you truly feel whole. It takes work, right? We all just been doing this together. It takes work, but speak life into yourself. So I just shared that I've been working with people. You guys, I'm really nervous, but excited to share this with you. After working with people and just loving the power of journaling, when I tell you just loving it, the reason why I love journaling so much, I was about to jump into something else, but I was like, let me pin right here why I love journaling. I love journaling so much is because we're really taught to either keep things to ourselves or we share things with other people. And so we're constantly either just holding things close to us or sharing it with others. And so the relationship that we have with ourselves truly really isn't developed like it should be developed. And that's why I love journaling, because journaling allows you to connect with yourself without other people's thoughts, other people's opinions, judgment. It's a real safe space, because you can light the pages up, rip them up, shred them, throw them away. You can do a lot of things just as cleansing and healing, but it really allows you to have that introspective connection with yourself without anybody else. And that's why I love it. I've been able to watch people, particularly women, I'm gonna just keep it a buck, particularly women, transform their relationship with themselves and step into this place of confidence and authenticity, where they're able to shift old narratives, old thoughts, beliefs, just by starting to have clarity and understanding of where they're coming from. And after working with hundreds of women and just loving the power of journaling, you guys are the first to hear this. I have come out with my own digital journal. Listen, I wish I had some sound effects. I'm really excited. And so the journal prompt that we're going to be using today is actually out of the journal that I created. So my hope is for you guys to be able to really let go of some of those barriers that stop you from journaling. And so I wanted to create a 30-day journal. All right, we about to pop it up on the screen. Oh, it worked. Boom. You guys. So the journal that we're going to be working out today, created by me, is the Authentic Journal. It's a 30-day self-coaching journal. I truly believe that even though I know everybody, right? Because I've been on the other side, should go to therapy. Sometimes you want to start with yourself, and that's okay. And so this journal walks you through 30 days of coaching yourself so that you can embrace your true self with confidence. Sometimes when you're working on this path to become your best self, you're not as confident. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So yay. Um, so with the authentic journal, it helps you to go through, just for me, the framework of what makes truly a person a person. You have your emotions, you have your beliefs, and then you have your patterns and behaviors. And so when you're connecting your thoughts, your beliefs, your behaviors, you're really able to shift. Oh, Jupiter said, congratulations. Thank you so much. You're really able to transform how you show up. If you're understanding the emotions that you're having, that means that people have less power over you. You're able to be less triggered because you understand where those emotions are stemming from. So you're already creating a solid foundation. Now, our thoughts stem from the beliefs and the values that we have. And working with so many women and doing my own inner work, I found that a lot of the beliefs that we operate out of as an adult really stem from our childhood. And sometimes we're like, I'm trying to thrive, but we're operating from a survivor or a victim mindset. And so we have to be aware of those beliefs, because that's the only way that we're going to shift and be able to step out of them. And then once we like are connected with our emotions and we're connected with our thoughts and our beliefs, we're then able to be agents of change in our life. We're able to step in and say, you know what, I don't want to react this way. I don't want to have these habits. You're able to really understand how to transform your life and how to move and navigate, because you have so much clarity and confidence that your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors are all aligned with your true self. It's only when you're not aligned where you get into a state of confusion, where you can be frustrated, where you can be upset, where you can be reactive. So this journal that I wanted to create, I wanted women to have the power, to step into the power, to empower themselves with the tools and the understanding to be them best selves. So yeah, that was my soapbox. I'm super passionate about this. I can probably keep talking about this. But I wanted to just share just a little bit of background about this special resource and journal that I've been working on for so long. So a part of the journal, we set intentions already for the day and for the week and for this self-care Sunday. But for the journal, whether you use this resource or you don't use this resource, when you are stepping into journaling, because I know a couple people said that they wanted to be intentional about journaling, for that day, set your intentions for what you want to get out of the journal, right? For this session, I maybe want to set my intentions for the day. I want to practice more gratitude. So maybe you just, do some journaling about gratitude for the day. Maybe you're really upset about a situation. And so your intentions would be to release that anger, right? So it's about saying, hey, where am I at this present time? Because a lot of times we're so focused on other people that sitting in our own stuff can be kind of uncomfortable. I know, because I really don't like to sit in mine either. But when I've sat in it, I've been able to come out so much more resilient and so much more at peace, because I'm like, okay, I know why I was upset. I know why I was triggered, which gives me the power and the tool to really say, you know what, the next time I'm gonna be able to operate differently, because I'm operating in full awareness of what happened. So for the journal, you start off first by setting your intentions, being able to visualize this person that you want to be at the end of the journey, right? Now, there's no destination, but at the end of these 30 days, what is it that you want to do? By the end of this day, how do I want to feel at the end of the day? So that's how you can kind of set your intentions, either for the week or for the moment. Oh, we have how to forgive yourself. Oh, yes. Love that. Love that. Now, tell me a little bit more about that, Priscilla. Are you saying how to forgive yourself in terms of journaling or a situation or an experience? Let me know a little bit more about that. So today we are doing day 5. Let me know in the chat. Can you guys see that pretty well? Can you guys see that? I think you can. Let's see. I think so. So the journaling session, the prompt that we're doing is for day 5. And so I broke my prompts into the areas that I told you. So you have emotional prompts, you have belief prompts, and then you have behavior prompts, just so you can really organize and kind of really be able to set those intentions and know what you're trying to get out of for this situation. So I thought it was only fitting. I didn't know it was going to come up a little bit, but we've been talking a little bit about confidence, about the narrative, about going back and seeing if that belief is for yourself or was it a projection from somebody else. So the journal prompt for today is, so I also put like in bold so that you understand, because you are coaching yourself. I want you to be the expert of yourself. So I don't want it to be like confused about, okay, what am I doing here? So for the journal prompt today, we are examining childhood narratives. So I want you to consider any narratives or beliefs about yourself that you formed during your childhood. How might these early stories be influencing your current emotional responses? So I'm gonna write. Oh, kinda. I'm blind to it. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Thank you for telling me that. No, that's helpful. But I think that as you're taking the time to just kind of step into this place where you say, okay, I know I'm being reactive. I know that there are some things that I've been avoiding and I don't want to avoid anymore. I'm copying and pasting it over, you guys, so that you can have this boom. It's in the chat. And it's up here too. So it's in the chat and it's up on the screen. Oh, y'all, I love this new software. It's doing it. So when you're taking this time, you guys, you can write it down. Since it's in the chat, you can copy and paste it. If you're on my weekly email list, then I also will be sending out the replay with also this page as a freebie as well. So, you know, you can join my join my newsletter where I send out weekly doses of self-care as well. But this is the prompt, you guys. And so we're going to take a few minutes to journal about this. If anything comes up for you and you're comfortable to share, if you have questions, let me know, because I can bring it up on stage and on the screen for us to talk about it and kind of just like really love on each other. That's the community that we're bringing. So I love that. Got my pen, got my notebook. Wanted to let y'all know that I'm really doing this thing. Like I'm really doing this thing. So I'm ready. Someone else has shared. I'm going to keep it up there. It's in the chat and it's also up on screen. But I'll share mine and then I'll go to the comments. So a belief truly, this really like happened yesterday. So this is real time and nothing but the absolute truth. So the belief from my childhood that I constantly have to examine is I cannot rely on people. That's something that came from my childhood. My mom was very toxic and struggled with addiction. And so I really just was like, I can't rely on this woman. And so because of that, the beauty was that I became very self-reliant, very self-sufficient. I was able to attack and go after my goals and go after my dreams. But where it became a big issue is when I got married. And so even throughout my marriage, it's supposed to be partnership in a healthy marriage. But oftentimes that belief that I can't rely, I sometimes don't give my husband the opportunity to support and to help me. And so last night we were like leaving from a comedy show and I was like, I'm gonna go here. And he was like, wait, where are you going? I can come with you. And so that's a belief that I constantly have to challenge because for more of my life, I believe that. And so it's just a gentle way for me to say, hey, like you have people, you've built a good support network. So that's how I challenge that belief. No, you have a healthy people in your life. You have people that love you, people that will show up for you just as you show up for them. So that's how I acknowledge where that belief come from. I validate that belief because it was valid for my childhood and that time, but how I say, not in this thriving era. So I examine and say, you know what? I built a different life than I had in my childhood. Friends, right? How I show up for myself, the community that I have. So those are ways that I'm able to shift that belief that I had as a child, acknowledge it, give it its space, honor it, right? Appreciate it, but say, you know what? You no longer serve a purpose for me right now. So that's a beautiful way to love on yourself, not make yourself feel guilty, not use it against yourself, but to say, you know what? Okay, you did what you had to do during that time. It's not necessary now. So I hope that's helpful with just having that example of how you can examine and still love on yourself while still appreciating the growth that you've made and how you don't operate out of that anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the comments right now. Somebody asked. Oh, okay. So I will drop the link before we close out for the email list. So Jupiter shared my mother body shamed me when I was a preteen, and I'm learning to fully love and accept my pear-shaped body. Honey, give a full description. Pear-shaped body. Okay, so that means you serving body, Jupiter, and I love that. So sometimes when we're like, okay, my mom body shamed me. Did my mom have self-love? Her version of beauty, right? Is that the same version of beauty that I have for myself? So really challenging and saying, you know what, that was her version, but it doesn't have to be my definition. My definition of what beauty is can look completely different than hers. So this pear-shaped body, right, is my definition of beauty. And so that's the standard that I hold myself to, not to a standard that somebody else had for me. So that's how you say, you know what, mom, like, that's you. That's you. That's okay. That's your narrative. That's where you were operating out of. But for me and my adult life, what I choose to set and live out and how I choose to see myself is completely different. And that's okay. And that's actually something that I want to embrace. So I love that. Lean all the way into your pear-shaped body, honey. Also for that, I encourage you also to make sure on social media that you are following women who love their body, right? Love their body, so that this definition of beauty that you are challenging and reshaping and creating that aligns with you, that you're also seeing that. So where you're seeing it, magazines, social media, and just having friends and community that also just are like, oh girl, you look good in those jeans, you look good in that shirt, that just help you also build you up as you're reshaping your thought process and beliefs. Love that for you. Okay, so Katie says, the belief I have to be perfect in regards to day behaviors, how I interact with people, education, getting good grades, being number one in the class, decisions I have or had make in the future. So I really like that, because what you're doing is you're saying, you know what, I'm gonna bring it up on stage. I hope that if you're still journaling, it's in the comments. I'll bring it back up if you need me to. But I want all of us to kind of just like step into this space to embrace and to love on each other. So, um, the belief that I have to be perfect. Whew, this is such a hard one, because perfectionism can really have its glory days. Let's just be honest. Perfectionism can have its glory days, meaning you striving to be perfect. That means that your standard is high. You rarely let people down because you're always going above and beyond. And it kind of just keeps you in line with saying, you know what, I got to dot all my T's, cross my, I said that backwards, cross my T's, dot my I's, and thinking about those day-to-day behaviors. But what happens is it also could be a point of stressor. It also could limit you because you're afraid that if I can't be number one, right, should I even go after it? And so it could also be this box and this cage that keeps you in this place of unhappiness. So I love that you want to challenge that belief that giving my best, that's when I work with people, I like to really just shift it and say, okay, perfect is absolutely unattainable. So if we just step it down from perfect, right, and make it a little bit more realistic and kind of say that whatever I do, I'm going to give it my best. Whatever that looks like, I'm going to be proud of myself, but I can commit to giving my best and allow that to be just this freedom. Look, I'm flowing. This freedom that you operate to still just show up as you are, to try new things, to embrace new things, and also just uncage yourself from that belief. So I love that for you, Katie. Okay, bringing up somebody else. Oh, okay. So Katie, okay, from an immigrant. So I love the backstory. So, you grew up in an immigrant, Hispanic household. Yes. So my father is also an immigrant, and I know that the 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 dream, that's how I want to phrase it. The dream of us being better than them and taking full advantage can sometimes be very stifling and stressful. So give it your best, recognize that their dreams are their dreams and that they want the best for you. But at the end of the day, happiness, joy, peace, those are invaluable as well. So you deserve those as well as those good grades and getting good job and making decisions. So marry those together for yourself. So yeah, so we have some comments. So you guys, I think that as you're on this journey and as you're either wanting to be more consistent with journaling, making it a practice, or just starting out, whether you are use my resource or not, that journaling is powerful. It's powerful. Look at this one prompt that allowed us to merge our past selves with our present self, with also our future self. So we're able to acknowledge where these thoughts and beliefs came from, how they're affecting us today, and how we want to change them and shift them in the future. So that's what I love about just narrative therapy and journaling, because you're able to really have clarity and understanding, and honestly just be honest about where it comes from and pull back that mask. So I hope that journaling is something that you feel a little bit more confident about today. Let me know in the comments, how do you like this prompt? Do you have any questions for me? I'm super proud of everybody. We've been on for 50 minutes, setting intentions, talking, being vulnerable, being open. Oh, y'all, I just love this. I absolutely just love this. Okay, let me see. I am going to find, I'm going to link it down in the description right here. Because someone did ask me for how to sign up um, for my newsletter. So I'm going to attach right here. So if you go to RashondaJames.com/links, I have 2 freebies on there as well. I have a 7-day self-care reset that, there it is, it's right there. A self-care reset that you can do, and it's like 7 days of journaling prompts for you. So you can grab that and start with 7 days and really just start on this continued journey of making it consistent, setting the intentions, and really just stepping into you. Okay, so someone shared, I'm gonna bring this up on screen because I love this. Therapy and journaling is helping me through my negative beliefs. Yes, I love that. Journaling is great, right? But if you're feeling like, okay, some of these negative thoughts and these beliefs are just a little bit too much for me to overcome on my own because of all of the layers and I can't unpack it by myself, then pairing that with therapy as a therapist, I'm like, I love that. I love that because challenging those negative beliefs and working on them, who will literally change your life. Because think about it, like our mind is so powerful. And if it's filled with negativity, it blocks us from so many things in our life, relationships, connection, behaviors, our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, our confidence, our thoughts really impact us in so many ways. Okay, there we go. Oh, someone else also said therapy and journaling has helped me gain a better understanding and more love for myself. Yes, look, I'm over here stumping like, yes, yes, the power of journaling and therapy is not to be played with. So I love this for you guys. Oh, I love that. Love that so much. Okay. So again, this is the link where you can grab some freebies. I will be sending out the replay and also this journaling prompt for day 5 from my Authentic You journal to my newsletter. So you guys, I thank you so much. If you're interested in just checking out this new resource, then you at I'm going to send it out to my to my email list. But after this live, it will be available at RashondaJames.com links. So I'm gonna make it go live tomorrow. I'm giving a special discount to everybody who's on my email list and also my YouTube subscribers because y'all have been so loyal and I love the community. I love it so much. So I hope that you guys love this self-care Sunday. I hope that you guys feel ready for the week, that you feel a little bit more confident about journaling. And you guys, I will see you guys in the next self-care Sunday. Thank you guys so much. Bye, everybody.